The Battle of the Gullet, when the seas caught fire. Before the first oar struck the tide, before the first sail kissed the wind, the fate of the Gullet was sealed in shadowed halls. For war had found a new battlefield. The sea, the Greens, smarting from loss yet hungry for vengeance, reached east across the narrow sea. There the Triarchy answered, Lys, Myr and Tyrosh, bound by coin and hatred, old enemies of House Velaryon, who had humbled them in the stepstones. The Triarchy brought more than ships. They brought hardened sails, pirate captains who cared little for crowns, and galleys whose oars bit the waves like teeth. For gold, they swore to strangle Dragonstone's breath. The Blacks, for their part, trusted in the sea's true masters, House Velaryon. Lord Corlys, the sea snake, had charted more waters than any man alive. His fleet was swift and sleek, crewed by men bound by blood, not coin. At Dragonstone's heart, Prince Jacaerys Velaryon, Rhaenyra's firstborn, her heir, prepared to ride with the fleet. By his side came new dragon riders, young and untested yet bold enough to match fire against steel and sea. The Gullet, a narrow throat of water between Driftmark and Dragonstone, would be the killing ground. To hold it was to choke or free the Queen's lifeline to Essos, her gold, her grain, her swords. The Triarchy crept forward like a dark tide, filling the horizon with painted sails and cruel banners. Serpents, harpies, and tridents, symbols of cities that cared nothing for Westeros, save what could be stolen from its bones. On Driftmark's shore, black horns thundered. Velaryon warships slid into the foam, oars beating like war drums. Above them, wings spread wide, casting dragon shadows on the waves. From Dragonstone's cliffs the sky boiled with wings. Vermax, green-eyed and iron-scaled, carried Prince Jacaerys into the light of dawn. With him came his sworn companions. Ser Adam Velaryon upon the storm-gray sea smoke, Lady Baela on the swift and slender Moondancer, and 3 other young riders, barely blooded yet fearless. Beneath them, the Triarchy's wall of oar and sail stretched to the horizon. Their captains had fought dragons before in the Stepstones. They knew fire could be beaten by numbers, discipline, and patience. Jacaerys led the attack. Vermax dove from the sun, turning a war galley into a torch from stem to stern. Men leapt screaming into the sea, armor dragging them down like anchors. Sea smoke struck next, ripping masts with tooth and claw, leaving hulks to drift helpless in the tide. And Moondancer lived up to her name, sleek, swift, weaving between masts and rigging, so close her emerald wings skimmed the spray. She burned decks before the enemy scorpions could take aim. For a moment it seemed that dragons had made the sea their own. But the Triarchy did not scatter. They closed ranks ship by ship, a noose tightening around Dragonstone's heirs. From the front, Dromons advanced with rams ready, iron prows glinting like spear points. From the flanks, galleys darted in, darkening the sky with arrows. Ballista bolts, thick as a man's arm, sang through the air. One young dragon, pierced through the wing, fell screaming into the waves, crashing down upon a Lyseni carrack, shattering ship and beast alike. Another limped back toward Driftmark, a trail of blood and smoke marking the sky. Jacaerys spied a gap, a wedge in the Triarchy line. If he could split it, the Velaryons might turn the tide. He spurred Vermax into a dive, fire streaming from the dragon's jaws. The largest Dromond erupted in flame, men blackened in the smoke. But fate struck in that moment. Some say the burning mast was loosed, falling like a spear across Vermax's path. Others that arrows and bolts had crippled his wings. Whatever the truth, Vermax faltered, crashed into the sea with a thunder that split the foam. Men swore they saw Jacaerys break the surface, swimming toward the light. Then the waves closed over him, dragon and prince alike swallowed by the deep. The heir to the Iron Throne was gone. Grief turned to fury. Sea smoke tore the Triarchy flagship apart, breaking it in two beneath his talons. Moondancer became a dart of vengeance, small and swift where larger beasts faltered, weaving through sails, burning 5 ships in an hour. Velaryon warships, emboldened by dragonfire, ramned through enemy flanks, boarding, cutting, drowning their foes, in savage close combat. By sunset the Gullet was a graveyard. Ash and pitch and blood turned the waters black. Masts jutted from the waves like a drowned forest. The Triarchy broke and fled east, pursued until night swallowed them. The Blacks had won, but no man called it victory. When word reached Dragonstone, the Queen's cry was said to echo through every hall. Her firstborn, her chosen heir, lay in a watery tomb. And though the sea lanes remained hers, salt and grief weighed heavier than any gold or grain.